A lot of people think reaching a 2 KD is impossible, but I'm here to tell you guys that it's probably easier than you think. So getting a 2 KD is basically getting 2 kills per life. That's about it. You get 2 kills, you die once. You get 2 kills, you die once. And you just go on like that, and that's it. Or you get 20 kills and die 10 times. That is pretty much a 2 KD. It doesn't sound that impressive when you put it that way. A lot of people think, oh my god, this guy must always go 50 and 1. No, if that was the case, he'd have a 50 KD. So yeah, we're going to talk about how to actually raise your KD consistently, not super fast or anything like that, because you can't do that in this game. That's impossible. And if anyone tells you you can, they're absolutely lying. But we're going to talk about how to raise your KD consistently and do better over and over again. So we know that the skill-based matchmaking in this game, it's really strong, and there's no getting around that unless you use a VPN or you reverse boost or you have another account that you join on and that's a bot account and stuff. But no one has time for all that either. That takes a lot of time, it's annoying, and no one just wants to do that. So let's talk about actually playing with skill-based matchmaking, how to actually get better. A lot of people think you get stuck in the same brackets, but that's not the case. Everyone is moving up, hopefully, and we're going to get into some tips. So the first thing I want to talk about in terms of skill-based matchmaking, since we're on the topic, before we get on to other tips, when you're playing people in the skill-based matchmaking lobby, you're basically playing yourself over and over again. This is people who are very similar to your playstyle. So if you rush a lot, you're going to be playing players who end up rushing a lot as well. If you sit back a lot and you snipe or something, you're going to be put into more lobbies with people who sit back and snipe as well. That's kind of how it is. It's not exactly like that to a T, but it's similar to that. So if you're playing and you're always rushing and stuff, slow it down just a little bit. You don't need to actually play super fast all the time. And once you do this, you're going to notice a lot of people are going to be rushing at you, and you're going to hold a head glitch, you're going to hold a nice power position and stuff like that, and you could easily pick them off as they come to you. Always let the enemies come to you. Never go to them, never force yourself to them, especially if they're indoors or something. You don't want to run through that door and they're already poking at you, they're already peeking at you, and they know where you're coming from. They're most likely sitting behind a head glitch or in a corner or something, and they're looking at that door. Once you get in there, you got to look at 3 or 4 different corners just to spot where they are when they know exactly where you are the second you open that door. So never rush them, let them come to you and hold power positions. Now another thing I want to talk about that is kind of away from skill-based matchmaking, and it just has to do with the way you play, is sensitivity. This one's just gonna be a very fast one, and sensitivity, a lot of people are gonna tell you play on a 6, a lot of people are gonna tell you play on a 20. Guys, play at what you're comfortable at. As long as you could turn on an enemy fast enough to actually go ahead and shoot him and kill him before he gets you, that'll be good. You don't want a sensitivity that's too fast that you can't control, because then you're going to be missing so many shots, even if you don't have to turn on enemies. And then the opposite is you don't want a very, very low sensitivity where you could barely aim at someone before you die. So pick one that's right for you. Currently, I'm playing on 9 and 9, if that helps any of you guys, or 9 and 10. Sometimes I put vertical a little bit higher, but play a nice one that is right for you, and you're going to see you're going to be doing a lot better. Next off, I want to talk about positioning yourself on the map. A lot of people, like I said, my friends included and myself included, sometimes we run around like headless chickens. We get bored and we just gotta move and we gotta run and we gotta get out there and get as many kills as possible, no matter how many times we die. Well, you're never gonna improve if you keep dying over and over again. What you want to do is you want to have a strategy, a plan to actually go and get the enemies out. So if you're running, let's say you're playing on shoot house and you're running on the side where the junkyard is, you want to go behind every car on your way to the other side. You want to head glitch all those spots, wait for enemies to come out of the corridors, and go ahead and pop them off. This way you guys are actually going to be playing better, you're going to be slower, and you're not going to be rushing out like a headless chicken. You're not going to die for no reason. Now if you're on the other side, the containers, stick close to the containers. Don't run out in the open. Stick close to them, stick close to the walls, and do what you got to do. Never run out in the open like a headless chicken. You're going to die. Now another thing that I want to talk about, and this one's somewhat important, and that is to actually choose the right gun for the right map. If you're playing on a small map, SMGs. If you're playing on a large map, LMGs, ARs, snipers. If you're playing on a mid map, SMGs and ARs seem to be pretty good. Don't go and run an LMG on a very tiny map, unless it's shipment. I mean, shipment, anything is possible. But if you're playing shoot house, for example, you don't want to be that guy rushing with an LMG. You're not going to get as many kills as you hope, and it's just going to make you rage. Another thing is, speaking of rage, once somebody kills you in the game, don't try to seek revenge on him. You're going to get angry. You're going to go after this dude. You're going to try and get revenge on him. You're going to want to kill him. He's going to kill you again. If he's camping in one area, don't keep going to him over and over again. He's waiting for you. He knows you're coming back. He's just going to move positions. You're not going to know where he's at. And when you're angry, angry, you're not playing well, you're not thinking right, you're just running in there trying to get that kill. Your accuracy is going to be all over the place, your response time is going to be all over the place. You're not going to get the kill, guys, and it's just going to make you even more angry. Now, one thing I want to say, if you're playing the game and you notice that it's not going in your favor and your goal is to raise your KD, back out of that lobby. It doesn't matter. Like, honestly, you owe these people nothing, and someone else is going to join anyways. Just back out of that lobby. If it's making you angry, if you're dying a lot, it's not worth staying. You're just going to play worse and worse and worse and just blame the game afterwards. So don't do that. It's usually not the game. Sometimes you do shoot first and die first, and I will say that probably is the game. But for the most part, it isn't the game. It's just the way you're kind of thinking in that moment. We all have off days. Let's admit it. We all have off days, but it is what it is. I also want to mention that your teammates are kind of useful to you. A lot of people play on the bad team. I play on the bad team. I'm never on the good team unless I'm playing in a party and stuff. And you know what you should do? You should be using your teammates as bait. You want to definitely use them as bait. If you know that the enemies are camping in a certain area, let your teammates run there first. Let them die. Once the enemies actually kill that teammate, chances are they're going to be reloading. They're going to have their back turned on you. They're going to be looking at you, maybe, who knows, but chances are you could run in there after your teammate dies and you could kill the guy who just killed him. Now, one thing that's really important is a lot of people just play to get kills and they don't care what happens. A lot of people just play and play and play and they really don't care what happens, but you should be playing for streaks. You want to play for streaks every single life. Even if it's just a UAV, play for streaks. Once you do that, you're going to be focusing more on getting those. You'll be playing a lot different. Your mindset's going to be a lot different. You're going to be going for that UAV every single life, and this way, once you actually do get close to it, chances of you dying is going to actually go down, because what you're going to be doing is changing your playstyle. You're going to be holding more head glitches, more power positions, more everything. You're going to be trying to get that streak over and over again, and once you start playing like that and you actually play for it, once you get that UAV consistently, start putting on a higher streak. Put on a UAV and a sentry gun or a VTOL or something, and then go for that streak. Try to get it every single life. Challenge yourself to do that every single life, and then once you get that, move on to a gunship. And then once you could consistently get a gunship, maybe not every single match, but every second match, you know you're on a good road to raising your KD nicely. Now, I will say, if you have 20,000 kills already and 20,000 deaths, raising your KD is going to be a lot longer than it would take a guy who has 1,000 kills and 1,000 deaths, because then he only needs to get another 1,000 kills without dying, technically, to get a 2 KD, whereas you would need to get another 20,000 kills without dying. So the more kills you have and the more deaths you have, the harder I should say it is to actually raise your KD. So keep that in mind. If you really want to raise it, go for it now. KD doesn't really matter. No one really could see it anymore, so you could definitely lie to your friends about what it is, but you do want to play better. You do want to actually improve. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Sub to the channel if you did. Let me know down in the comments below, what is your KD? And keep in mind, you could lie to me, but why would you, right? Well, why would you lie, man? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. My name is Nick. Drop a like on this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Mission accomplished. Lack a job.